Alrighty guys, today we're going to be watching The Truth with My Son by Mark Rover. Now obviously I just released that one video where, you know, I basically came out and said I had autism, which is also the same as Asperger's according to the health organizations. And yeah, it's basically a fundraiser for NextOrg, and you know, it's a good thing. It definitely makes him look very good. And I'm going to be watching it in a bit. But I also heard some controversy from like Philip DeFranco. I was watching a video saying that the NextOrg doesn't really do much. They're like somewhat useless or something like that. And then, you know, obviously all this is coming apart. I heard like Rhett and Link dropped out of the event that was coming on April 30th. And that's in like 3 days. Sheesh. Learn more on the next charity, Next for Autism here. You can probably read it here. I'm gonna check it out a little bit, but I think, yeah, it's just the event, right? Yeah. And then you can see right here it says Next for Autism helps create programs around the country for individuals on the spectrum so they can live or can be part of their community, so they're not left to live in lives in isolation. There are a lot of great resources for children on autism spectrum through the public school system. Once they turn 18, they're often totally left on their own. Next helps with that transition. I heard there was some backlash from Philip DeFranco where they don't actually really do anything. The Next came with a statement saying that they did, and they did some specific things. I don't know. You guys can probably look it up and read about it. And I think it's good, but honestly, for myself, I'll be honest, I don't donate to charities or do any of that just because I don't know exactly what certain organizations do. So, you know, I only basically donate or like do stuff if I know what they're exactly going to do. But even then, I'm like skeptical about charities in my opinion. But obviously, whatever. It's whatever. With that being said, I watched this first 4 minutes of this video before, and it's pretty emotional. Like, man, you feel some things. Anyways, let's watch it.
Okay, how about you go color?
Okay.
Okay. That was my son, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. It might come as a surprise to a lot of you that I even have a son, because in 8 years of making videos, I've never really put him on camera. I'm fairly private and protective when it comes to my family on my channel. Now you might say, hold up, you put your niece and nephews on here all the time, but in my defense, I feel like I've made it pretty clear at this point that I don't really care about them. The reason I'm so protective of him is because he has special needs. He's on the autistic spectrum, and this is the internet. So even as I make this video, I'm incredibly terrified, but this is something that my wife and I feel really strongly about. And a lot of times when people hear he has autism, they want to know what he's really good at. Like, does he have a photographic memory? Or can he do really complex math in his head? For example, if you tell my son's friend any date from any year, he will tell you the day of the week it lands on.
So this looks really weird to me. Like, the way he looks is so different to what I saw in the beginning. Like, okay, now he kind of looks Indian in here, and then over here he looks like white. You know what I'm saying? That is the strangest thing to me. But maybe it's just a lighting thing, or like maybe this is like a few years ago, right? So I don't know, but anyways, that was the one thing that caught me off guard.
Date from any year. He will tell you the day of the week it lands on. Gonna randomly generate a date. June 2nd, 2004. What day is that on?
Wednesday.
Wait, this is his son's friend? Oh, I'm so stupid. Wait, am I stupid? Okay, whatever.
It's gonna take me a second even to get there. What did I say? June 2nd, 2004. You said Wednesday. Here's June. June 2nd, 2004.
I didn't know it was a different kid.
Let's do one more, okay? I'm gonna generate another random date. May 26th, 2006.
Friday. Friday.
I don't know how he knows
There he
that.
goes. What did I even say? May 5th?
Yeah. Autistic people are good at something that's very just out of the ordinary, right? I guess he's just good at doing this on the calendar. I guess he has high interest and just, I think what happens, because you don't get this information naturally, you have to research on, I think what he did is he finds a pattern and how each year date is, and then he just has to think what it will land on. And there's this basically this kid developed a system and a pattern where he learns what date X is going to be on. So there's probably a pattern out there that he looked it up somehow. I don't know. There probably is a pattern, you can look it up. And you know, my autistic skill is that I'm the best player of League of Legends. No one can say that otherwise. Not even Tarzan. He sucks dick.
26.
Oh, May 26th. Okay. His parents and teachers have no idea how he has the ability to do this, and he doesn't know how to communicate that to us either.
I need some help too.
Okay, maybe I don't know.
Okay, let's go make Play-Doh. It's actually a common misconception.
Maybe he didn't look it up on the internet. Maybe he looked at a calendar and he just flipped through the pages and he's like, I see a pattern. This is how this works. That's the only way I can see how he did it.
But the truth is, the majority of the kids on the autistic spectrum don't have remarkable abilities like this. Our son, however, does have a remarkable ability, although if you see him in public, this ability isn't immediately apparent. A lot of times when he's around lots of people or in a crowded place, he might look disengaged, or it might seem like he doesn't really know what's going on. Carly Fleischman has autism and was able to explain why this is, and what you should engage or
I'm like trying to relate, because this isn't not really how. Okay, so the way he explained it is kind of how I thought, but like I was just extremely bored. I think in this scenario, like I'll be honest, he's like looking a little bit weird, right? But in reality, I think he's just super bored.
see him in public.
Because if I mean, I'd be so bored in public and like on certain field trips and stuff. I don't know how I expressed it, but man, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take being bored.
This ability isn't immediately apparent. A lot of times when he's around lots of people
like
or in a crowded place, he might look disengaged, or it might seem like he doesn't really know.
He doesn't really know what's going on. Yeah, like I don't know. He's disengaged. Like to me, it's just like I don't know. If there's something I'm not interested in, I don't care about it. I don't care. You know, I just don't care about learning about it.
Know what's going on. Carly
It's boring to
Fleischman
me.
has autism and was able to explain why this is. And what you should know about Carly is that because of her erratic behavior and because she can't speak, for years people thought she was just severely autistic and had other extreme mental handicaps. Until one day when they put her in front of a computer where she could type. And then they realized there was so much more going on in her head than anyone could have imagined.
I am autistic, but that is not who I am. Take time to know me before you judge me.
This amazing breakthrough made it so Carly was able to explain how it feels to have autism.
Our brains are wired differently. We take in many sounds and conversations at once. I take over 1,000 pictures of a person's face when I look at them. That's why we have a hard time looking at people.
Basically, people with autism don't have a
I'm trying to think. I take 1,000 pictures of a person when I look at them. For me, that's not true. I have Asperger's. But like, I think that's like autism level 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't think I take a bunch of pictures. I just don't like looking at people in the eye because it's awkward. But that's my reasoning. Hyperfocus, I don't know.
filter in their brain like the rest of us. So if you and I were having a conversation here in this park, I can ignore everything around me and just focus on your voice. But if I had autism, I would hear the ice cream man ringing the bell behind me, and the kid crying because he's not getting any ice cream, and the cars going by, and the plane up there, as well as the train in the distance. Not to mention all of the different smells and the fact that the tag on my shirt is kind of rubbing on.
Wait, hold on.
Cars going ringing the bell. If you and I were having a conversation here in this park, I can ignore everything around me and just focus on your voice. But if I
Oh shit. Oh. This is I thought everyone had that. Is this not like when I talk to like, can you actually only focus on my voice? Wait, isn't this how, wait.
I had autism, I would hear the ice cream man.
When someone's talking to me, I don't look him in the eye. So I look for distractions. And I would notice ice cream things like this, or the plane flying by. This is all true. And I actually thought that's how other people thought. And now that he says that to me, is that not how other people think? Like, when someone talks to me, I just look away and I get bored, distracted. The reason I do is because I'm kind of looking at something else to think about. Trying to, you know, trying to look for something else. You know, I blame that. I thought that was ADHD, but I thought this is how everyone thought. Like, you just hear an ice cream truck, hear kids laughing, screaming, crying. I don't know. I would just get distracted with ADHD. I thought that's how everyone thought.
Ringing the bell behind me, and the kid crying.
I also blamed it on
not getting
ADHD.
any ice cream, and the cars going by, and the plane up there, as well as the train in the distance. Not to mention all of the different smells, and the fact that the tag on my shirt is kind of rubbing on my back.
Oh. I have a question. When you have a tag on your shirt and it's rubbing against your neck, did you guys hate that? Did you ever get it cut off? Because that was so annoying. I think when I was a kid, I got the tags removed because they were so goddamn annoying. They were complete cancer. But I don't know if I was the only one. I thought it was just everyone did it. It was so cancer though. And those tags would itch it would just piss me off, right? You're super calm for a person with ADHD, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because I'm a streamer. Also, I'm really tired.
It's sensory overload, and everything comes in all at once, and it's really overwhelming and makes it hard to focus. This is why headphones can be really helpful at a place like Disneyland. But at home, when he's in a familiar environment without a bunch of distractions, you start to get a glimpse of who he really is. You wouldn't know this from seeing him in public, but he loves to laugh, to the point that sometimes he can't even breathe.
I have a
This
headache.
is us doing our night.
Like, I've been up a while, so I have a headache. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. I would cut out using scissors.
Bedtime routine. He loves routine and repetition because it's familiar and predictable, which makes sense because his brain knows what to expect and it doesn't need to filter. And as a dad, his love of repetition is the best because my same jokes totally kill every time. Some of these
So, wait a minute. So, wait. Yes, I do kind of like repetition. And the fact that me and Gamer Girl tell each other the same jokes every single day and constantly laugh at the same thing makes me think she might be autistic too. We laugh literally at the same thing every day, same joke, never gets old for some dumb reason. But now I think she has autism. Oh boy. Oh boy. That is funny to think about. Okay, whatever.
I've used easily hundreds of times, and I still get this response.
I have a name. Oh, I'm sorry, turtle.
This leads to his remarkable ability I mentioned earlier, and it has to do with how he spends his free time at home by himself. When he first meets someone, he will ask important questions like what your favorite color is and if your house has stairs. Then the first chance he gets, he will make you a full-page mural completely covered in about 2 pounds of your favorite crayon color, and he'll write you a personal letter on the back. As you can see, he takes this job.
So he said something about this house?
Like what your favorite color is and if your house has stairs.
It's probably because he enjoys doing the color. I don't know about the stairs part though. I don't know.
Make you a full-page mural.
What's wrong with repeated joke? I don't know. He just said repetition is like, that's what autistic people like, is like repetition. But I have no idea.
Completely covered in about 2 pounds of your favorite crayon color, and he'll write you a personal letter on the back. As you can see, he takes this job pretty seriously, and so we are constantly running out of envelopes and stamps. What's so remarkable to see as his parents is how happy people become when they get one of his letters. And the letters themselves certainly aren't any literary masterpiece, but people know they mean something special coming from him. Most kids are 12 years old, they get home from school and they're on their phones, or they're thinking about themselves and how to look cool. But his biggest thrill is interacting with others. His superpower is making other people happy. He also makes people better. Birthday parties are a really big deal for him, even if it's not his. And everyone is always compassionate and patient with him, so he can make sure things happen just right. Having a child with special needs can be challenging at times, and certainly some cases out there are much harder than others. But his mom has always done a great job of finding and focusing on the best parts about our son, and then making sure other people can see and celebrate those parts as well. Regardless of your religious or political beliefs, or your favorite sports team, or any other way we like to divide ourselves into tribes, I think we can all agree that a successful life is one where you leave the world better than you found it. Sort of a net positive effect due to your influence. There's a lot of normal...
I want to see how this kid thinks when he's like 18 or like 22. That'd be most interesting. See what happens.
Functioning people who are critical and seek to tear others down, or who have made a ton of money but are just terrible people. And by my definition, they're not successful. People with special needs might not fit the traditional criteria of success by benefiting GDP or getting a PhD to cure a disease, but they have such a net positive effect on the people that get to interact with them. They personify traits like perseverance, such as with Jason here, who has autism and was the dutiful sports equipment manager for 4 years, so the coach put him in for the last 4 minutes of the game his senior year. He sank not 1, not 2, but 6 3-pointers, including one right at the final buzzer, for a performance his supportive classmates will remember for the rest of their lives. People with special needs ground the rest of us and demonstrate the simple joys life can offer. With our hectic schedules and task lists, they remind us that
You know, as weird as it sounds, I think people with like special needs are way more happier than actual people. I 100% they're more happier. I know they are.
things don't have to be that complicated.
I love you, kiddo. I love you too.
Or in the case of Carly, that our initial critical snap judgments of each other might be totally wrong. My son will never be the star of his Little League team. He won't be the first person to step foot on Mars, nor will he invent the cure to cancer. But by the best definition of success I can think of, him and his special needs buddies and everyone else out there like them are giants living amongst us mere mortals. They make the world a better place, and we're lucky to have them. Thank you for watching the video. If it resonated with you in some way, please share it with someone in your life who you know might benefit from hearing the message. I also have a very exciting announcement. It's super distracting if you're mouthing all my lines.
I was doing that?
Yeah, just hold the
Oh.
cards.
Or I could sit. You don't mind, right?
I mean, do I have a choice? This is your house.
Oh yeah, that is my house.
Wait, who is that? Oh,
Mark
that's
and
Jimmy
I will
Fallon.
be co-hosting 3-hour live stream for charity on Mark's YouTube channel on April 30th, Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can figure out all the other times. We'll be doing this together.
It's called Color the Spectrum because, you know, my son likes to color. And we'll also be joined by some folks you might have heard of, such as Mr. Beast, the D'Amelio sisters, Jacksepticeye.
I have a friend named Jack that will be joining us too. Jack Black, Conan O'Brien, Stephen Colbert, Adam Sandler, Chris Rock.
Heard of them. Not to mention Jon Stewart, John Oliver, Miranda Singh, Sarah Silverman, Mark Hamill, Andy Samberg, Justine, Maya Rudolph, Terry Crews, Paul Rudd, and Zach freaking Galifianakis. We'll also be joined by these folks as well.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
We'll be there.
I'll be there. Well, I'll be there too.
I'll be there.
Hey, Vsauce, I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I know you already said my name, but I'll be there.
All of the proceeds are going to a really great, a well-respected charity called Next for Autism, who specialize in supporting folks on the autism spectrum as they transition into becoming adults.
There are resources for kids and teens affected by autism, but there isn't much for adults.
Yeah, it kind of drops off. So selfishly, my son is coming up on that milestone. So if you've ever wanted to support my channel financially, I don't have a Patreon, so this is the most meaningful way you can do it. So click the blue donate button over there or down there, and we can start raising funds now, even before the big live stream.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're bringing the biggest stars of social media and old people media together for a great night, great prizes, and most importantly, we're going to raise an actual ton of money to help some special people who could use it.
So follow the link in the video description for more information. As am I.
So I think I can elaborate on something like that. I think it's like when you become a teenager to an adult and you go into the real world. One of my biggest concerns was like networking and like social. Well, not like social. Well, this is when I was going into computer programming. Was like I do my college degree, and then I would get I would have to network, right? And I did not like talking to people. I did not have social skills. It was hard for me to talk to people because, I mean, yeah, I just didn't like social. I had this social climb with my teacher if I wanted to get a programming job. I don't know where I honestly don't know where I would have started if I didn't have YouTube. Because then when I have YouTube and stuff, I talk to way too much people. I see the comments coming below, like I see all of my peers and stuff. So I learned that skill through that. And then you make friends because you got some clout and stuff like that. Whatever. Either way. So it was easier for my transition when I was in college to work and whatever. Honestly, if I had to social climb off my teacher and be like, oh, what do I have to, or my professor from college and get a programming job, man, I would just be a mute, go to work, do my job, not wanting to talk to anyone, and peace out. So I don't know how people transition from that to, I don't know how people transition from being an adult to like the work world if they have Asperger's or autism. Oh, the tabs frustrate you? It's because I'm doing another video later. But I think I was luckier to learn the social skills really. It took over like 3 years, but that's because I was genuinely interested in how to talk to people. Because there was something I wanted from people, right? Like there was something I wanted, and I think my competitive nature said, whatever I want, I'm gonna go try and get. So I had to learn social cues and stuff like that and how to socialize. And I did it. I know how to communicate. I know what people want now. But I learned a little bit too much on I learned a little something about socializing and how your words can do stuff. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe I'll make another video like this. Maybe I'll make another video like this. We'll see. Let me know in the comments below. See you guys next time. Peace out.